I'm Mark, and this is Subliteral Network. I make art and comics, and thanks for watching. Remember to hit like and subscribe, and to leave your feedback in the comments. Now, I post art daily 5 days a week on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and this is a roundup of some of that work in case you missed it, with a little more detailed description added. You can read my Una the Cave Bunny comics free at radiocomics.com, and my one-shot comic called Searchers is available at burningstarcomics.net. Visit my Patreon page if you'd like to support my work. There's a growing gallery of art and comics to see and enjoy. And all these links are in my description and bio, so please watch till the end so you don't miss anything. I drew about 3 or 4 of these on 5.5 by 8.5 pieces of cut-off paper. I just had this dumb, vague idea that I was going to make a bunch of ninja girls, and you know, I didn't go for any historical accuracy or anything, but I did have fun drawing them. So she's actually wearing, you know, I figured it was like a red bodysuit with a tunic over it, but it just looks like she's not wearing any pants. And I tried to tell people, you know, when I posted it, that she actually does have pants on. I don't think anyone believed me, and I don't even know if I believe me anymore, but that's how things turned out. This started as a very rough sketch from my to be finished later file. That's a file where I put half-finished drawings or things that I started and didn't know where I was going to take them. And I just put them there and save them for a time when I can't figure out anything else to draw. So it's also a chance to do something weird and unusual and a little different than I usually do. And so with this one, well, it's a bunch of small things, really. She's got that pierced eyebrow, that big ring right through her eyebrow. I normally, you know, don't do stuff like that, but I just tossed it in just to try to push the picture into areas where I don't normally go. I made her hair like with a bunch of waves in it just to kind of sort of make it curly, but I said I don't want to draw those curls, so I just made a squiggly line and then a bunch of squiggly lines on the top of it. Ended up liking how that came out. So also the sword is kind of weird looking. It's not really, it's more like one of those executioner's axe type dagger things that you use to cut somebody's head off. And I figured it was just crudely cast in bronze or maybe iron. I decided a while ago that I did not like it when I would see drawings of swords in comic books and in people's art, and they always just draw it as kind of a clean, hard-edged thing that is supposed to seem like metal but doesn't really seem like metal. So I decided I'd start making them look like they were heavy, made of metal with scratches and thickness and kind of a solidity to them. Another sketch from the unfinished pencil file that I took out and made into a plus-size enchantress. The original pencil sketch was very vague, but it was of a woman of this size and proportion. They used to have a piece of lore in the Thor comics where they would say that their Asgardians were like 5 times as dense physically, and they weighed like hundreds of pounds, and they had enormous strength, because they were Asgardian gods. And I figured, okay, if she's got 5 times the strength of an Earth person, then she can probably carry 5 times the weight. This is what they call demented comic book reasoning. When I painted this up in Procreate, I decided a couple of things. Lightning figures a lot into the Marvel Asgardian universe. Thor's the god of thunder, there's all lightning, and the Enchantress is a sorceress, so I figured, okay, she's fooling around with sorcery and lightning, and there's a bunch of bolts of lightning kind of dancing around her. Another thing I did was I started using gray a lot more. The background is entirely gray, just black and white, and I'm finding that I'm doing that a lot more lately because it really helps me to think about using color effectively, not just splashing color all over the place, just because I have easy access to it, especially with a digital painting program. Thanks for watching. Thanks to my subscribers, and a special welcome to my new subscribers. I'm happy and appreciate that you enjoy hearing about my work, and I hope you can come back for more. Remember, joining me on Patreon helps me create the content you enjoy.